Yo people, what's up? Thank you for coming a little bit early and checking out the countdown. We got Adrian Lee McGill in the house, asking if that was Osaka Joe Cohen. I'm not sure, but I'll tell you where I get these clips just after the countdown. Yo. Boom, boom. A boom, boom. Snap, people. Hello, and welcome to the live stream. Yes, that is correct. It is Adrian Lee McGill in the house. You're the first one on the stream this time. Thank you very much for being here this morning. The question was, people, how are you doing? And let me know what you are drinking. Yes, you've tuned into MC Lito's live stream at the Den, episode 31, I think. I'm not sure. I've lost count. I've got to keep it in my records, but yes, we had a really great stream on Saturday night. Wow, we went almost like 4 hours, and I got a little buzz there thanks to you, Frank Look, for suggesting the double strong Chu Hai lemon. Man, that was rocking my world by the end of it. But Adrian is telling me, greetings, got my coffee ready. Do you ever have one of those mornings where you're just like, oh, I need coffee? And for me, that's what this is the morning for me today. I just can't stop like yawning. I need the oxygen and stuff. But yeah, whoa, we got Tokyo Paul in the house. He's saying, hey, all the way from Tokyo. And Adrian's like, no problemo. The coffee is strong and the oatmeal is eaten. Yes. That is great. I heard breakfasts were your forte. For me, breakfast is super simple. We got some toast. I used to put peanut butter, but I think I might be allergic to peanut butter now. So I put some different spreads. Actually got some nice strawberry and rhubarb jam recently that Chico's really into. Ran out of that, so got to go back to Gyomyo Super to get a little bit more. So we got the chocolate spread on there. And instead of coffee, sometimes I drink almond milk with coconut. So I found that at Gyomyo Super, coconut and almond milk and all these different blends, and that seems to hit the spot for us. Good morning, Tokyo Paul. Good morning, Tokyo Paul, all the way from Tokyo. How you doing, man? Long time no see. And guys, I think it's almost finalized. Tokyo Paul is gonna be a guest on an upcoming Saturday night stream. Is that correct? I think we got the next Saturday night, which should be the 18th, coming up. So I'm gonna have you on as a guest, and I'm really looking forward to that. Guys, you gotta check out his channel. He's doing great, growing the subscriber base and getting those funky 8K 360 degree videos. Yeah, and you'll be able to see parts of our video that we did as well in Osaka, going to what the sushi place was the name again? Kurazushi, that really nice sushi place there. So I'm gonna be editing that in the next couple days and getting that up. And he's like, yeah man, sounds good. Yes, come in for the ride. Adrian Lee McGill's like, oatmeal drops the cholesterol count. Ah, yes, I heard about that. So I have been doing the healthy, tasty thing. In the winters, I've got the oatmeal going on the night before in the slow cooker, like putting a little bit of cinnamon in there, maybe a little bit of honey. Oh, and you wake up to this amazing smell. So I'm getting that going on. But in the summer times, it's a little bit too hot for me and Chica, so we kind of tone it down a bit there. Send me the link or invite or something. Yes, don't worry, Tokyo Paul, I got you covered. I've had multiple guests on the stream before. We'll do a little bit of a tech check, maybe about 30 minutes before, okay? So on the day, or we'll be in touch before to do a little bit of a tech check. It's really simple. I just invite you in a link, and yeah, it pops up in your Chrome browser. That's the way it is. And you're right, it was Kura Sushi. Guys, we're gonna keep this stream today a little short and sweet. I gotta do something in a couple hours, so the stream on Friday night was like crazy long. It went about 4 hours, which is awesome. We got like 21 likes, 23 likes at one point. I was like, my man Khan's like, yo guys, you gotta give Lito some likes, he deserves it. And it went from like 11 likes to all the way to like 23 likes at one point. I was like, what's going on? Someone's hacking the system or something. YouTube is really weird that way. You'll get all these likes. Right after the stream, it went down to like 13 likes. And then it went back up to 21 likes. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? But yeah, we'll definitely do a cool tech check. Yeah, tech check. And yeah, I noticed you've gone on streaming a little bit. I saw a little bit of what are your snack reviews or something. So yeah, welcome to the world of streaming from the dens, right? Streaming from your home. And hey dude, if you got any questions about that setup, I got started on streaming and I'm really happy I did it. Now I'm trying to foray into the world of pre-recorded videos. So do check out my sizzle reel that we actually showed on the last stream that's highlighting the anamorphic lens on the iPhone, as well as the Insta360 Go 2 and the Insta360 One X2. But yeah, I actually have a little bit of a clip that I got off my iPhone of the news today. So let's look at what we're going to look at in today's live stream. If you're just tuning in right now, hello, I'm MC Lito, and I'll be your host for today's show. I've been in Japan for the last 18 years and I'd like to share Japanese culture, tips and tricks, as well as tech reviews to help you maximize your next trip to Japan. And that's a really timely thing to talk about because we're going to talk about Japan's exit strategy. This has been in the news for the last couple days. The government's been talking about ways to kind of get back to normal. I think it's more of a panic reaction to the whole economic situation right now, but we'll go into more detail there. We're also going to be looking at drone deliveries. I had the TV open in the morning. I only watch Japanese news in the morning. I don't really watch Japanese TV otherwise. But yeah, being a drone pilot myself, Japan is so droneable, flyable in many regions, not in the big cities, but there's talks of, or there was footage of them delivering food, delivering medicine to the more remote areas and whatnot. So maybe this could be a thing in the future, as well as the Matrix 4 full-blown trailer just released a couple days ago. I was a little late making my own reaction, but that's all good. I don't know if you guys are excited about The Matrix, but it's dropping in theaters December 22nd and HBO Max in North America, but we don't have access to HBO Max here, so we'll probably have to see it in the theaters. Let's talk a little bit about that. Let's keep it short and sweet today. We're going to finish off around 10:30 a.m. So let's get to it. The Japan's exit strategy. Oh, by the way, and let me know what you're drinking, dude, Tokyo Paul, if you're drinking anything. I just got some nice water. No water, no life. For some people, no other things, no life. But yeah, I'm just gonna open up the Japan Today website about this article. All right, Adrian Lee's got a really nice comment though. It says, "I hate to say it, but there is no back to normal anymore. We have a new normal coming. COVID is producing variants too quickly. It's acting like the flu virus." Okay, so that's a really good take on it. I want to get your guys' opinions. Yeah, maybe there is no back to normal, or not the normal that we consider normal. You know, a lot of the clips you can see in my intro, and you're asking there, Adrian, like, is that Osaka Joe Koen Park? And I'm like, I don't know. It looks like it, doesn't it? It could be any Park Ueno or whatever, but or Yoyogi, which I've never done Sakura Hanami there. But I get it off this website called canva.com. I am a paid user, but there are free accounts that you can get, and you can get a whole bunch of free like stock footage, video clips. And I use Canva to make my thumbnails as well as my intro and outro videos. So I just typed in the search under their video tab, Japan, and a whole bunch of cool clips came up, and that was one of them. There are a couple ones around the Hanami season, but they definitely look like they could be Osaka Joe Koen Park. I've seen one where it was definitely Osaka Castle, right? I'm like, awesome. But you know what I'm thinking? As I get more and more video going, I'm gonna actually make my own, use my own footage for B-roll to make these in the future. I'm just kind of, working at this step by step. So using those right now is a really quick and easy solution to make some intro and outro videos. So thank you for asking. Is there any back to normal? I think we're headed to this new normal, and it's still kind of proving itself. I think the key word here is hybrid. So whether it's for like school or business or events, yeah, it's gonna be hybrid. Like I was there at Bit Summit, and there were, enough people there to make it feel like a live event in person. But a lot of the game developer booths were unmanned. They were kind of, the volunteers were there to help you get a feel of the game, but the developer wasn't there in person. And I think that with like things like drone deliveries, automatic cars in the future, what else? Robots delivering food. I heard they're trying that out in America and some campuses and whatnot. I think that's going to be more of the new normal. We're going to see more of this kind of hybrid delivery food systems like Uber Eats and Amazon are definitely here to stay in the near future. And, like the government's, I don't know, both of you guys live in Japan, and you let me know if you're living somewhere else, but how is your government, Adrian and I are from Canada, Tokyo, you're from America, like how are your governments handling it? Do they have some sort of exit strategy? I think Japan might be jumping the gun a bit, but I will go over the article for you. Adrian says, the high school I'm working at is going completely online next week. This will likely be the new normal, at least for a while. Yeah, that's a good point. And yeah, it seems like I don't see light at the end of the tunnel yet. So this news of an exit strategy comes as a bit of a shocker to me. But a lot of people on this channel are really wanting to come to Japan. Like, I understand. And oh yeah, I just forgot to add that other topic, like virtual tourism and stuff, I think is going to be here for the next at least 2 years. Like there's an MSNBC article saying, if you can't get to Japan, well, you can kinda through virtual tourism, right? And it's like channels like mine and Tokyo Paul and Lemon Japan and all of these Japanese YouTubers who are going around walking, live streaming, recording, and people can feel the sense of nostalgicness, a virtual tour through their lens, Yeah, and I think that might be a thing. So, luckily we're living in Japan, and I think in a way we have kind of a responsibility or a really great opportunity to show that the world, hey, this is what Japan is. And it's actually a really good time to show it because, one, we're not under any lockdowns. Yes, we still got to be careful, and there's a Mu variant running rampant right now. And you're right, Adrian, maybe more variants will be coming. I think definitely they'll be coming, obviously. But to showcase like Kyoto, we were in Kyoto last week, and walking up to Kiyomizu-dera, Nina and Zako was pretty much empty. Yes, almost all the stores were closed. I think there were like 2 stores open. And it's not going to be like this for another 100 years, So actually showing people what it looks like without the crowds is a bit of a shocker, and it gives you a sense of really what is underneath all of that. Let's go back to the chat a bit. Adrian saying, the Canadian exit strategy seems to be politicians hiding under their desks and texting arguments to each other. Yeah, I can see that happening for sure. So it's just like, a lot of talk. The funny thing is Japan has been so slow about any kind of rules or regulations when it comes to things, and they're usually very convoluted. But finally they come up with a plan that's very, very detailed, but unfortunately I think it's the wrong direction. Like, I don't know. Let me go to this article. I'm not going to show you I'm just going to read the first bit of it. Japan Times says, the government on Thursday announced a pandemic exit strategy that will ease restrictions on travel, dining, and public events for vaccinated people in a bid to reignite the economy, restore public morale, and incentivize inoculations. Okay, and I saw a newer news article saying that Japan just surpassed the 50% vaccination rate, which is closer to other high-ranking G7 countries. Yes, but I think they're basing this off of like old data. So this is data collected before the Mu variant came out. Mewtwo? I don't know how you pronounce that. And so they're taking into account that if you're double vaccinated, there's way less risk of you dying, as well as, well, but you can still transmit the disease even if you're going to get it, right? And even people who are vaccinated still have a risk of getting it, right? You can get the flu vaccine and you can still get the flu, which I did once. And with the mu variant, I think it's more resistant to these vaccines, and we haven't caught up with that, or whatever new variant is coming out. So they're also like reportedly to begin an experimental basis as early as October, and then fully operational in November. Okay, so that's really quick. Like that's like basically next month. PM Suga has said that by November, vaccines will have been administered to all people who wish to receive a shot. We've all had our hiccups here. One of the, I think, Moderna lots, is it Moderna or Pfizer? I think it was one of the lots were tainted with some particulates, some metal, and 3 people died from that. I know friends who got that lot. The first under 20-year-old who got coronavirus in Japan has died recently. Let's go back to the chat here. Adrian saying the PM is stepping down here in Japan, so the new PM has a big job. I expect we will have vaccine passports or something similar. Yeah, I mean, the idea of vaccine passports have been floating around for a while, and it makes sense to a certain degree. I mean, just because you get 2 vaccinations doesn't mean that you're immune, and you can still carry the disease dormantly and transmit it supposedly. And then we got these variants to deal with. So it's better than nothing. But the article goes on to say experts and advisors have been advocating a carrot and stick approach since last year. But critics say that revealing an exit strategy or even discussing one during an ongoing wave will send the wrong message, a pitfall the central government hopes to avoid. Okay, and they go on to say, in quotation marks, new cases may appear to be declining, but it's crucial that the public does not let its guard down, end quotation, Nishimura said during the opening remarks of COVID-19 subcommittee meeting Thursday. The plan represents the most comprehensive conception to date of the administration's vision for a future with COVID. So I applaud them for having like the clearest plan so far, because we haven't had a lot of clarity. Yes, we've had the 3 C's and this and that, and mambo the jumbo, which means like quasi state of emergency, and it's like, hey, you guys should stay home, and everyone's like, stay home. But Japan is not in the ability to have strict lockdowns, and I don't even know if lockdowns are the final answer. Like I was watching another YouTuber, Dr. John Campbell, and he's saying eventually everyone in the world is going to get coronavirus at some point, whether you show symptoms or not. And we're past the ability of achieving herd immunity, right? Which means if we had herd immunity, we could have stopped the virus in its tracks and stopped it from, getting more generations of it to mutate and get new variants. And yeah, we passed that point. So herd immunity is not going to be effective, as we can see all these, Delta and Mu and other variants raging through the world. So I guess our next best thing is vaccination, but is it too early to open up? Adrian's got another comment. He's saying, I don't think complete immunity is a realistic expectation. Yes, at least not yet. If we get everyone vaccinated, we will only reduce the death rate, not eliminate it. Yeah, and maybe that's the key factor here. I'm just thinking with more vaccinations, we can reduce the strain on the health system at least, right? I was just talking to another one of my students today, and he said, yeah, in his office, on a couple floors, there have been outbreaks. And the interesting thing is, like, on his floor, there hadn't been an outbreak, but on the floor just underneath him, the son of one of the employees of his company got infected, and the son and the father live in the same household, so the father can't go to work. And it's just like... Yeah, and they just have to stay home. I asked, like, are they in critical care? Are they going to hospitals? Like, no, I think they're just staying home. And I think that's for 2 reasons. 1, maybe there's no hospital beds, and 2, maybe they're not that severe. But yeah, at some point, I think we're all gonna get it, which is kind of scary. Honestly, I don't know. I've got both vaccinations. There have been times when me and other friends and past coworkers have been saying, I think I got it, and I know people have gotten it now. And so, um, what's what can we do? Uh, just kind of, I don't know. Different countries have done different things with hard lockdowns and this and that. Japan's been basically like, well, try to stay at home, but people can still move freely, really, right? And now they're thinking of reinstating the Go To campaign, right? So I'll go a little bit more. According to the exit strategy, the government will look back to peel back attendance limits on large public events and revive the Go To travel campaign, a controversial government-funded program that was canceled in late 2020 amid heavy criticism due to the fact that it spread the virus. Like, it's funny. I've mentioned this before. Go to travel in katakana. Go to traberu sounds like go to trouble. It sounds like trouble. I have clips though of Tennoji. I just went to Tennoji recently, and we are in they really redid the new the Tennoji Park there. I think it's called Tenshiba. Really gentrified, really nice, but just tons of people in the park. And you know what? It makes sense. People want to go outside, and maybe outside is the safest place to be. When we were in Kyoto, we had a beer by the Kamogawa River. There were a whole bunch of people by Sanjo, Shijo, just on the river. That seems to be the new normal, and so I don't know, maybe this is the right way. I really don't know what we're getting into, but you let me know. I mean, I do know it's a pyramid that we're looking at, right? We're looking at the health of the people, the health of the national system, health care system, and the health of the economy. And you need to find this balance, and I think the government's just kind of trying to put more emphasis on the economy right now because it is being pretty punished, right? It's hurt, and a lot of businesses are trying to find ways to survive. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I mean, I really feel for a lot of industries like the entertainment industry, music, bars and stuff. They're really hurting. I was in Tennoji the other day, and there's this really great bar that we used to go to every once in a while called Tin's Hall, and I just walked by it, and everything was closed, right? And he had the sign on it like closed until September 12th. Well, it's September 13th now, and I think they're still extending the state of emergency in many places. What is the official state of emergency here in Osaka? I think it's extended right until the end of the month, I believe. Tokyo, Paul, if you're still on, let me know what's going on there in Tokyo. But I would assume Tokyo is definitely extended, right? So yeah, that's kind of the big news today about the exit strategy, and the world does have their eye on Japan because a lot of people want to get here. However, on the other hand, again, for me and other YouTube streamers and live streamers, YouTubers, it's a big chance, right, for us to kind of showcase Japan in the kind of quieted down, no tourist type of, famous places. So I'm taking that opportunity, and who knows in the future, if you guys are interested in, like, I go around and do my bike streams, my live streams. I know, Tokyo Paul, you do it too. But what about private streams? Like, I've gotten requests of people saying, hey, I want to see this place. I used to live there. There's a lot of nostalgicness and stuff that people are reaching out for, especially because a lot of people are stuck locked down in home or really missing traveling right now. Yeah, Adrian's saying the world economy is in real trouble, but I believe it was in trouble even before COVID. Yeah, the income inequality problems are systemic, and I believe they are terminal. Wow, unless we change our economy. Yeah, there's this idea. Nice comment, by the way. There's this idea of universal basic income. Yeah, and I feel you too. Like, before COVID even happened, I was just thinking, where's my job getting me? Am I really gonna get pension after I retire? And I think not. It's not just me, right? A lot of people are thinking that. And I was just thinking, oh man, I wish we had universal basic income so we don't have to kind of worry about the way that the economy works. And I was thinking about it, and then COVID hit, and I was like, oh, this is kind of a reset, in a very bad way. But there might be some good things that come out of it. Yeah, if we do have to rely on systems like universal basic income, and with technology, AI is going to be replacing a lot of jobs. I mean, let's kind of segue into the second segment. So the second segment was about drones. I just opened up the TV this morning, and then I saw them showing clips of them. Was it a lot of different companies? It went from smaller transportation companies, like something, a small business similar to like Kuroneko, like the delivery companies, but using drones to send food and to restaurants and homes in more remote areas where sometimes the roads are blocked due to natural disasters, as well as over like the ocean, over channels, up to 17 kilometers to more remote places, sending vaccines or sending medicine to people. So yeah, drones could be a thing. It just kind of makes me think, okay, well, what about the amateur hobbyist person like me who wants to take really cool footage? Does that mean bad news for me? Adrian, I went to my first apartment in Higashi, Osaka before COVID for a nostalgic trip. Oh, it's a tennis court now, right? So much for nostalgia. LOL. Yeah, that's kind of crazy too, right? Like, definitely. Like, I'm going back to places I haven't gone a lot, and I'm like, is that place still around? And sometimes I get on the stream asking, is that bar still around? And I don't know where it is, and I'd ask around, and people on Facebook would say, it's closed down. And yeah, things are changing. And yeah, and another thing is, like, I'm going to be moving next month to Ikoma, and I think this is part of the new normal too. A lot of people are wanting to get out of the big cities a bit more and get into, go closer to nature, have more space at home for a home office because of this, work at home lifestyle or hybrid lifestyle. So yeah, that's going to be a big change for us. Let me show you a little bit of the drone footage that I got here. I'm going to have to adjust the movie volume. So let's just have a look at this and have a quick discussion.
地元の住民の方々ヒアリングさせていただく中で、今何が欲しいですかというところで、日用品よりもやはり病院に行く手間、が一番苦労していると。
Sorry, the volume was really low. But he's saying hospitals are having the hardest time in more remote islands and locations. Yeah, so this one is sending medicine to, like, Grandpa. She's saying, Grandpa, your medicine's coming by drone. Wow, look at that drone. That thing looks like military grade. There are some crazy looking drones they had there too. Yeah, that's not DJI for sure. Right, and they had clips of them delivering like frozen food, like frozen fish to restaurants. People could order food. I guess like maybe Amazon is going to be trying things out like that. Adrian's saying, I saw a documentary recently that showed a hydrogen-filled blimp designed to deliver food and medicine to remote areas. Was that in Japan? I wonder. If you can, tell me what the name of the documentary is. I'd be interested in checking that out. You say they used hydrogen because it was cheap, and being that they are remotely operated, it was safer than the Hindenburg. Yeah, the Hindenburg, what did it use? Did it use helium? I can't remember what it used. It used something light and very combustible, right? Hydrogen can be cheap, but as long as it's not a hydrogen battery, then you're going to be okay. If drones do take off, you see what I did there? If they do take off and they are a thing, I think there's going to be, growing pains, definitely. It's a bit of the Wild West until it gets established. So you're going to see things, just like with automated driving systems. There are going to be accidents. There are going to be things falling from the sky. There are going to be bird attacks. I've been flying drones for a bit, and I have some amazing footage that I just need to edit and show you guys. I know, Tokyo Paul, you kind of sold your drone to Lemmy, and Lemmy, I saw in her last video going to this like drone flying academy. Yeah. I mean, what does this mean for the hobby enthusiasts? I think the no drone areas will probably increase, so there's going to be less and less place for us to safely fly. Um, but yeah, I mean, I think in the end, it makes sense. Drones, as long as they're safe, right? And I was talking about safety. Adrian saying Hindenburg used hydrogen, but static electricity created a spark, which ignited it. Right. I can't remember the name of the documentary, but I will see if I can find it. Yeah, if you can, that would be great. Um, yeah, I mean that's the thing. Using hydrogen. So yeah, I mean the safety issues are going to be there for sure. And things falling from the sky, because what happens if you lose connection? What happens if the battery dies? What happens if this? What happens if it's raining? You know, lot of things can go wrong. But I'm a drone pilot, so like I really kind of excited about seeing that new technology. So I don't know. What do you think? Do you think drones are gonna take off? Do you think they're gonna fly? Um, and a lot of those drones they were talking about are autonomous. So there is a pilot, but I think for the most part they can just kind of do their thing, right? So yeah, I wonder if they will restrict drone laws more, because I know in Canada it never used to be that, but basically now in Canada you have to have like a flight license, a pilot license. That's it. Like you have to know how to talk to the FAA or talk to like control towers. In Japan, it's not like that yet. And I hope it doesn't, because then I'll have to pay more to fly the drone. But yeah, could be interesting. Could be interesting. So, oh yeah, Tokyo Paul's like, it is so restrictive in Tokyo. Yeah, I think in the, what do they call it? DIDs, densely incepted districts or something, densely populated districts. Yeah, you can't fly it in Tokyo unless you get special permission. And I did look into that. I know the YouTuber Paolo from Tokyo actually did something, and he did get special permission to do it. So yeah, you can say you sold your drone. Yeah, I bought my drone knowing those restrictions. And originally for me, the idea was to go out into nature, go out on hikes and stuff, and do that. And yeah, for the most part, luckily in Kansai, there, around Shiga and Biwa Lake, besides where is it, near Otsu, I think the east side is more restrictive near there because there's a lot more populated areas. But on the west side and north side, it's basically free reign. I can fly. That's where I first learned to fly, actually, and it's beautiful there. I wouldn't necessarily want to fly over buildings and this and that, just because there's a lot of like, basically you still have to have a clear line of sight. Not, they say you have to do it to operate it, but I think it's mainly for Wi-Fi signal, like signals getting your drone there, because you can lose signal if it goes through a building or it goes around the corner of the building. And yeah, that would be bad, because like if it falls on someone in a dense area, it's gonna hurt someone for sure. But yeah, use safely enough, you should be fine. And Tokyo Paul saying, yeah, I saw that video by Paulo. He had 10 steps to get approval. Too much. Yeah, it is not easy. Yeah, it's a lot of hoops to go through and red tape. Nature hikes, 2+ hours to get a drone, possible place. Yeah, see, that's the problem in Tokyo, right? Because to get out of the city, it's like 2 to 3 hours. Whereas in Kansai, like there are parts where I can just go there like 30 to 45 minutes. I'm going to be living in Ikoma. I've actually flown in Ikoma before, and that's an okay place. The problem is when you're in like places that are still somewhat populated, there's lots of power lines, so you're going to have to watch out that. And Ikoma, at the top of Ikoma mountain, there's like a television broadcasting station, as well as radio, as well as cell phone towers. So those can muck up the signal for sure. But yeah, you just gotta keep an eye on the bars there and make sure it's good. Adrian's like, I would like to fly drones in races through stadiums. It looks like fun. Yeah, it's pod racing! Yay! Yeah, the FPV drones, the first-person view drones, are the ones I think you're thinking of. And they do racing and stuff, and there are places that you can rent, or indoor drone facilities. But you'll have to rent them, or you just go to the mountains. You go to the mountains and try to fly it through some trees in the forest and stuff. I've seen a lot of those FPV drone videos, and they look fun. If you're good with virtual reality and good with your hand-eye coordination and FPV games and all, sorry, my eye is itchy. FPV games and all, I think you'll catch onto it faster. But for someone who's not, it might take a lot of getting used to, because you actually like put these goggles on and you're like fully immersed. It's basically like VR. And it can be very disorienting. I haven't tried it yet. I would like to, but I'm gonna stick with the more cinematic stuff for now, because like Tokyo Paul said, it is very restrictive. You just really got to get out there. So like Nagano was great for that. Even in Nagano, I went to Nagano last winter, and we were driving back. Kind of, Nagano has lots of highways and stuff. It was still hard to find full free-on drone places. I think there might have been a few signs saying no drones. You can't fly them at ski resorts because of the rescue helicopters. However, I did get the edge of the ski resort, so I still got some footage of it and stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's just enough for me. It's a tool to get cool cinematic shots, is what I'm saying. Recently, I should show you another sizzle reel. I have to start getting the drone stuff on. But yeah, I did some auto tracking, active tracking of the car. Me and Popelier were out there in Nara doing a film shoot, and I'm always like, we tried a drone film shoot of him doing his intro. We'll see how that works out, because it's hard to sync. The audio from the drone is just too noisy, so we had the wireless mics up to him and recording some of the audio on a different device, with the drone getting the shot, and we'll have to sync that in post. And that should be cool. And it's cool to get like drone shots of a car and just going. Yeah, it was really fun. So I'm gonna definitely be posting that stuff in the near future. Adrian's saying, like, I saw some Star Wars themed drones. Yeah, that had the drone visuals program with laser visual effects so that you could have space themed battles. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, I've seen, like, I think the Millennium Falcon drone, like this fatty little drone, and the, what do you call it, the speeder bikes going through the forest of Endor or something like that. But that sounds really cool. Yeah, man, cool shots on a drone. Is that drone video on your channel? No, I've uploaded a few stuff unlisted. It just was just kind of raw footage. But yeah, drone footage is amazing. It will be coming up soon, Tokyo Pulse. So do check it out. I just want to make it more cinematic and get stories of it. I've got stuff in Arashiyama and Shiga and Nara and Nagano. It's just all a matter of sitting down and editing it all. So I got a lot of drone footage, honestly. It's going to be awesome. Anamorphic stuff too. Yeah, I got an anamorphic lens for the drone. It's going to be awesome. Awesome. Yeah, guys. So let's go on to one more thing. The Matrix. Welcome back to the desert of the real. I just did a reaction video to the Matrix 4 full-blown trailer. You can see that on my channel. Maybe I'll put the link in the description. Now, why am I talking about the Matrix? Does it have any connection to Japan? Well, kinda, sorta. Well, first of all, I'm assuming you guys have seen the Matrix. Like, it came out in 1999, mind-blowing. Keanu Reeves, Lawrence Fishburne, Carrie-Anne Moss from Vancouver, by the way, and Keanu Reeves is just awesome. And it was a game changer. It was kind of like Star Wars, right? It's kind of like any of these big blockbuster movies and the bullet time thing, and there's just been tropes of it. And yeah, Matrix 4 is coming December 22nd in theaters. I checked their website. There's no official Japan release yet. I don't know if they're going to do the 6-month delay with the localization, but I have a feeling it's going to be in theaters at first anyways before it drops. In North America, it's also on HBO Max, so we can't get that here in Japan unless you have a VPN and are able to pay for it with a credit card. But yeah, so again, we have this hybrid HBO Max or in theaters. So, which one do you want to risk going to the theater, or do you want to pay for HBO Max streaming? I'm sure HBO Max is going to get a lot more subscriptions, maybe just for that 1 month to get that movie. But yeah, I did the trailer reaction. If you haven't seen it, you should first of all go to What is the Matrix, or just type in What is the Matrix. There's mini teaser trailers you can click on red pill and blue pill. And just by the way, just let you know, if you click on the pills like again and again, and you'll see different sequences of scenes for the movie. And I don't know if those clips, I haven't done a deep dive into those clips from the Red Pill, Blue Pill are actually snippets of the full trailer. But if you haven't seen the full trailer, do see it. It's like, whoa, and a star-studded cast. So, yes, the Animatrix was almost all Japanese anime. I remember that. The Wachowskis were heavily influenced by anime. So yeah, let's get into the, I know, yeah, The Matrix, Japan, let's do it. Thank you, the Animatrix. Yeah, I want to see that again. That was so cool. I remember when that came out, that kind of blew my mind. And yeah, and it's the same thing with the Star Wars Visions kind of thing, right? Anime and getting into these pop culture movie properties. So when you see the code, the lines of code, that, iconic green lines of code, did you notice that bits of the code are actually katakana? They're katakana reversed and sometimes upside down. I saw The Matrix before coming to Japan, and I was like, that's Japanese. And it's very, very prominent. Like, I don't think it has any deep meaning. I don't think there's any translation to it. But I rewatched the first Matrix movie last night after doing my review trailer because I want to do a deep dive on that trailer. And, oh, hey, Shao, what's up, dude? He's like, oh, yeah, that. Exactly, right? I don't know. I have a feeling they're just using, like, some random generator, or the designer wanted it to look cool. I don't know if there's a deep meaning. But The Matrix is cool because... right, Shao's like, it was a bit cringy because they are just random characters. Yeah, it could be. Maybe, it's been 1999 was the first movie, and then the second and third movie were released in the same year, 2003, I think. And it's a weird franchise because it was awesome, the first movie, and then it progressively got kind of worse. The last one, just like, what's going on here? And supposedly Neo and a few of the characters die in that movie, but if you see the trailer, I don't want to spoil it, but obviously we got the big hitters back. And it's something totally different. And obviously it's more in high definition now. So when I watched the trailer, I was like, that looks real. Like, if they're simulating the real world, that looks real. Like, real. I was like, it's just weird. And, the reference to anime with the dojo, the fight between Morpheus and Neo, and Lewis Carroll's White Rabbit, go down the rabbit hole. Really, there's a lot of Japanese references that are more subtle. Not just Japanese, like a lot of religious references, probably Chinese as well, with the martial arts and whatnot. At one point he's like, I know kung fu, and yeah, like, being in Japan is almost like, a lot of people have said it's like going down the rabbit hole in a way. Japan, it's, a lot of people think of this fantastical land, and yeah, there is like this romantic kind of, wow, it's like Ghibli, and of course all of the YouTubers do capitalize on this, like, wow, Japan must be awesome, and it is awesome. Like, obviously we live here, guys. Japan is awesome, but there's other parts of Japan that are just kind of weird, and just kind of totally different than what you're used to. So I can totally see the reference of going down the rabbit hole, being in Wonderland. My first 6 months here in Japan, I woke up sometimes in my bedroom in Juso, just like looking at the ceiling after waking up and like, oh yeah, I'm in Japan. Am I really here? I literally had to pinch myself a few times, like, am I really in Japan? But now that I've lived here for so long, it's just like, this is my reality. This is The Matrix for me. I don't know if I could ever go back to the real world, which is maybe my home country. Yeah, I mean, at one point I will. I mean, The Matrix you can read into any movie whatever you want to. When I look at The Matrix now, looking at that trailer and looking back, I'm like, oh, maybe The Matrix for me is like the, he was saying, if you take the blue pill, you're just still in the Matrix, plugged in. You're a battery for the machines, and I almost akin that to like you're if you're working at a big corporation, a big company, you're just like a little monkey or a cog in the wheel of this big factory, and you're almost like a nobody. And I'm trying to get free of that. I'm trying to red pill and do something more creative and build my own financial freedom and all that stuff. But yeah, let's go back to the comments. Once it got matrixy, a lot of people got in. Xiao's saying, given enough interest and enough data, you can always find meaning. Yes, I'm not gonna try. yeah, for sure. Oh, hey Eugene, nice to see you, man. Eugene's saying, it did get worse. I'm glad you said it. Yeah, I mean, I wanted it to get better, and I think we all did, but it just got kind of like, what's going on here? Adrian's saying, I would not be surprised if there were Easter eggs in the katakana programming. Maybe, after all this time, maybe they got hip to it, and 1999, man, like the internet was still new, and these ideas were still new, and information wasn't as widely available as it totally is now, and translation stuff. So yeah, that totally makes sense. Xiao's channel saying, Matrix was an interesting concept back in its time, but today I'm not sure, since a lot of the stories had evolved from its concept. Yeah, that's a good point. We'll see if it is going to be a little bit outdated. So it might look a bit outdated. It's interesting to see, like the first movie, his cell phone was a Nokia, and it was a Nokia flip phone, and they still harken to old things. Agent Smith says in Hugo Weaving's very iconic type of vocal caricature of an agent, he says, that's why we made the Matrix, to the height of your society. It's like 1999 basically represented that time. So yeah, I wonder if the new Matrix, well, it does look like there's time past, if they're going to use like smartphones and things like that and kind of make it a little bit more 2020-ish. Jefferson Airplane's White Rabbit is a perfect addition to the movies. Yeah, you just gotta watch the trailer. The music in it is amazing. They really nailed that one for sure. Adrian's like, I tried going back to Canada. Japan keeps pulling me back. Yeah, maybe we're like that character. What was his name? Cypher? And he's like, I know the steak isn't real. Well, I don't care, Maybe Japan, I know the sushi is probably better in Canada, but I keep coming back. I don't know. Again, probably reading way too much into it, guys. Guys, if you're getting value from this, could you please go over to YouTube and hit the like button? We got 4 likes. We got 4 viewers. I don't know if it's all you guys, but hey, if we got like 5 likes, that would make my day. That would make my day. And also, I can reveal the secret item for today. Guys, you let me know. Are you guys interested in watching The Matrix 4? I'm still stoked to see it. If it's only in theaters in Japan, will I go watch it? For The Matrix, I probably will. I know Kimetsu no Yaiba, Dragon Slayer, that movie, or Demon Slayer, not Dragon Slayer, Demon Slayer was the big release here in Japan. A lot of people went to the theaters and to see it. Matrix 4 would probably pull me into the Matrix of movie theaters to see it. Yeah, you guys let me know in the comments, and yeah, if we can get one more like, that would be so super awesome. But yeah, I don't know. My favorite Matrix movie was the first one. You guys let me know. I mean, there were some cool scenes in the second one with the twins, and even if the story doesn't pan out, like even if it's not that relevant, which I think it still is relevant, right? It's like man versus machine. You got AI. Agent Smith has a famous line in the first movie. He says, humans, the only way, every other mammal, you are not mammals, is what he said. Humans are not mammals because every other mammal finds a natural balance with its ecosystem, with its environment, whereas humans find imbalance in that and use every surrounding resource and move to another area because that is the only way they can survive. There is another organism that has the same survival pattern, a virus. Wow. And when he said that, I was like, whoa, yeah, you're right. He's not wrong. And hey, we're trying to get to Mars now. This world is, kind of going to put, naturally, and what he said really strikes true. And the virus thing, like we got coronavirus, Oh, it's crazy. Um, Adrian's going. I'm stoked to see it as well. My girlfriend and I will probably go to the theaters too. Yeah, maybe we should go together, dude. Um, did you play the video game? Maybe we should go together, but like in very different rows and Did you play the video game? I heard a rumor that it was being redone. I didn't play the game. I saw a lot of footage about it. This is when MMORPGs were like in their infancy still, I think, and it just the property looks so cool, but the graphics look kind of janky. And I was more into WoW, World of Warcraft at the time. I wouldn't mind going back to play it, but I have a feeling it's like still super janky, even if it's still out there. But if it's being redone, I hope they redo it well, because it would be an amazing property. It is hard to kind of do a Matrix game. I mean, it's the same as a Star Wars game. Like the systems, I don't know. I'm not a game developer or designer and stuff, but hey, if you wanna talk about how we could make a cool Matrix game, like fun and cool, like yeah, let's talk about it. If they're redoing it, I would love to cover a little bit of that and show you some gameplay. By the way, we are restreaming, multi-streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. I haven't got the gaming set up, but I just installed Final Fantasy XIV. You can play it for free. I can actually play it on my Mac. I hope my Mac and the Mac streaming software can handle it, but in the upcoming weeks, I'm gonna probably dedicate a day for a stream for me to like go from zero to hero in that game. So check it out on Twitch if you're interested, and I'll upload little clips of highlights of that to the YouTube channel as well. So yeah, dude, I'm totally stoked. Yes, can we get one more like in the chat on the YouTube? And I would love to reveal the secret item for today. So I have one more comment here from Adrian. He's like, what originally got my attention with the first movie was that it relied on my first year philosophy course and Descartes. Descartes? Is that Descartes? Descartes, maybe. I was asked in 1994, how do you know you are not just a brain in a jar? Whoa. That's a good, very philosophical answer. And I've when I watch The Matrix again, I think of other YouTube videos I've seen about, is life a computer simulation? Is life, are we just a bunch of pixels, right? So I wonder if that is the same idea. How do we know that we are real, right, is the question. I love there's a lot of stuff the Matrix touches, and I think it's very ambiguous. I mean, not ambiguous, it's very like wide in its scope of the different philosophical questions, religious topics. Like there's the part where Neo goes to the Oracle, right? Even the idea of an oracle is very kind of mysterious and mystical, and in some religions was in some societies was a thing, right? In Japan, they still have the uranai, which is like the fortune tellers, right? They're set up in their booths outside late at night with their little paper covered lamp, and they're just sitting there waiting for the next customer to come. And I kind of feel like those are little oracles. I've never been to one. I don't think my Japanese would be good enough. Well, maybe they would be actually. But I don't know if you guys think of the oracle and fortune tellers as a thing. But it was interesting when he went into the waiting room for the oracle, right? Oh my God, me and my wife have watched The Matrix so many times. Not together. Together was yesterday was our first one. Time together, but she's like, I watched this movie so many times. Like, yeah, me too. And I was basically like able to remember some lines of dialogue and this scene, and I just remember him going to the oracle, and you have this Buddhist looking young child, right? So it's like, I think he's European looking, right? White looking kid with his head shaved like a Buddhist monk, and in his robes obviously, and he's bending the spoon, right? And he's like, and he's like, his line was, it is not about, what was his line? Is like, when you finally realize it's not about you bending the spoon, there is no spoon, and we've heard that phrase, in other probably parts of our upbringing. But when I saw it in the movie, I was like, oh, there is no spoon. And then, Neo's trying to bend it, and he follows up with, in the end you realize it is, what is he saying? It is not the spoon that bends, but rather it is yourself that bends. And then he gets it and he starts bending it, and cuts to the assistant saying, oh, the oracle's ready to see you, and then the spoon is straight again. And I was just like, wow, that was so deep, so deep. Adrian's saying, how do we know we are real? There has to be something there to do the wondering in the first place, is the answer we came up with. However, reality itself, I think, is entirely subjective. Yeah, that is a definite rabbit hole you can go down. Definite rabbit hole. I can only show you the door. I can only show you the door, Neo. You are the one that has to walk through it. Do not try to bend the spoon. That's impossible. Instead, only try to realize the truth. Truth? There is no spoon. Yeah. Hello, Shiraragi-san. Nice to see you again. Matrix still holds up. I just watched it like 2 months ago. Yes, I just watched it for the first time in a long time with me and my wife last night because I did my The Matrix Resurrections, plural, reaction trailer last night and uploaded. Please check that out on my channel if you're interested in seeing that. But yeah, I want to do a deep dive into that and more of analysis. And so I want to go through the Matrix trilogy. The Matrix still holds up. Yeah, I mean, it was just groundbreaking technology at the time, and seeing it on your big screen at home, I'm just like, it brings so many memories. The trailer is amazing. So do check out the trailer, as well as the What is the Matrix website with the red pill and blue pill little teaser trailers if you haven't seen that. And if you click on them multiple times, you'll get different clips coming up. Sounds like the little guy in the brain of Descartes. I think, therefore I am. Yeah, maybe. I mean, but then you can go one step further and is like, are we just in a computer simulation? Maybe we exist, but what if the overlords of this really, advanced high-dimensional beings are making us exist in this computer simulation, and there's evidence that we are just, digitized pixels of information. Oh, there's so much there's so much inexplainable stuff in this world because we are limited by the amount of information we know. There's a lot of things that we experience. Like, okay, I don't want to get too crazy in this stream today, but like, I've had an out-of-body experience. When I was in high school in Canada, this is before the internet was up, and I researched it on what limited internet there was. This is back in the dial-up. I'm old school. I'm ancient, and I had an out-of-body experience. Like you call it lucid dreaming or something. It was scary. Like, I flew out of my body through our house over the roof, and I could fly, but it was like a totally different world. I really felt like I was in a really dark matrixy world, and I could feel myself like falling back into my body, and I fell back and I woke up and I was like, whoa, I'm here. And it was scary because I was not alone in that dream world, or whatever you would call it. And I've seen documentaries of things like near-death experience and people having similar out-of-body experiences and stuff. I'm just like, how do we know what's going on? These inexplicable things. Does consciousness end at when our brain dies and stuff? Oh, it's just kind of crazy. It's crazy. You're ancient? No, my friend. I remember Pong before the Atari 2600. I had this conversation with another friend I met recently, and we were thinking Commodore 64. Yes, Pong. Yes, and ColecoVision and all that great stuff. Yes, we're old school. I love it. Eugene's like, that's so true, Lito. Too many people are trying not to think. LOL. Maybe that's unique to Japan. I'm sorry, I'm not sure what you're referring to, but about the unique to Japan thing, I have to clarify. I might have missed the connection there, but yeah, I don't know. It's kind of interesting. Hey Anthony, what's up, dude? Nice to see ya. Just guys, let you know we're gonna go for another about half an hour. I have something I gotta do after this stream, so it's gonna be a short and sweet one. But I really appreciate you guys coming here. If you can hit that like button, if we get one more like, I'm seeing 4 likes right now, but if we can get 5 likes, I will reveal the secret item for today. And Adrian's like, I have had strange experiences like that as well. Is that correct? Yeah, just kind of strange things. Yeah, I don't know if I have ESP or anything like that, but I've experienced things that I just can't explain. He's like, "Hi, Anthony." Um, yeah, but yeah, Eugene, your comment is really interesting. I'd like to kind of elaborate more on that. What did you mean that that's unique to Japan? Um, are we talking about a previous topic? But yeah, we just I just dropped my Matrix 4 Resurrections trailer reaction video, so you can go and see that on my channel, as well as I'm gonna do a more deep dive. And I just rewatched the Matrix, the original one. What is the Matrix first one called? I think it's just called the Matrix, right? There's Matrix, Matrix Revolutions, and then Matrix. What was the last one? Not Resurrection. The Matrix trilogy. So what's it now? Trilogy is like a quadrology. I don't know what it's called. Enter the Matrix. No, was it the Matrix Revolutions, the Matrix Reloaded? The Matrix Reloaded, the Matrix Revolutions, the Matrix Resurrections is going to be the new one. Direct to video, The Matrix Revisited in 2001, I think, is maybe like a documentary of the behind the scenes production. And the Animatrix. Oh, the Animatrix. I want to totally see that. And yeah, what happened with the Wachowskis? Like, I think there's only one Wachowski on this one. Let's go back to the chat a little bit. Eugene's saying, filter bubbles in general. Japan is a huge matrix where people just plug themselves into. Yeah, filter bubbles. Yeah, definitely. I think so. I think Japan is kind of, plug-in society. I mean, every society has that for sure, but I think just especially Japan, where those scenes where Neo's in the office and he's in his cubicle and he's talking to his boss. He's like, "You have a choice, Mr. Anderson." And I think a lot of people don't realize that they do have a choice. And I'm just kind of trying to unplug myself from the Matrix as well. The culture, the government, the history, peer pressure. Oh yeah, Eugene, you got it right. Like, yes, I mean, Japan can be this wonderful place, but there are so many rules, right? They often say that in the Matrix movie, like, you are still bound to a world by rules. But once you open your eye, like, almost like again, maybe I'm looking too deep into it and making too many weird analogies, but when you see that there are different ways of living your life rather than the standard, mainstream, then you kind of see the code, right? You kind of see it differently. So yeah, maybe there are a lot of things. I'm just maybe looking too deep and making connections. But I think the Matrix franchise, especially the first one, lends itself to these type of ways of thinking and discussions. So thank you for doing that. Shiraragi-san is saying, Shiraragi-san, basically, I want to say thank you for joining the stream again. And I love your thumbnail. Is that your thumbnail, your avatar, your profile pic? Is that Rama half? I think. Reloaded is the second one. Yes. Adrian Lee Miguel's like, Matrix Reloaded, Matrix Revolutions, Enter the Matrix, the game, yeah. Animatrix, and now Matrix Resurrections, yeah. It's kind of crazy. Eugene, and go with the flow. Not much individual initiative. Yeah, more passive. Definitely, it's more conformist culture, right? Cubicle, exactly, right. Yeah, Japan. We had this conversation with Popele, and we might do a stream on that. But I thought it was fitting for this stream and talking about the Matrix. I'm glad that you guys are kind of into this topic with me, because yeah, life, no matter what country you're in, does have this aspect of being in the machine, right? Being a part of the cog in the wheel. But Japan definitely has that, and there are pros and cons to it, right? Like, you can kind of expect what someone's trying to say without them saying it, because the culture is so conformist, right? You can expect the reaction, or you think, oh, okay, the person's making this face or going or but, and then it means that. But in a more individualistic society like North America, you have to really listen to the words more, because what your body language and what you say and what you really mean don't always mean the same thing. But I think it's more based on what you say is really your intention, more in individual societies, or you have to read differently into it rather than predicting what people are saying. Oh, again, another rabbit hole to go down. It's kind of crazy. Adrian saying, after the MTF transitions, MTF means what? I'm not sure. Other projects and whatnot, Lily Wachowski. Okay, male to female. Okay. Lily Wachowski took time off, so Lana took the reins. Okay. So, right, both of them had transitions, is that correct? Yeah, I think that's correct. There are a lot of philosophical crossovers between The Matrix and Star Wars. Yeah, definitely. I feel Star Wars is a bit more, again, I guess, ambiguous about like the Force and the light side and the dark side, whereas The Matrix does have a lot more grounding with our world, obviously, because it's based on a future dystopian society, right? So I see a little bit more kind of concrete analogies, whereas Star Wars is a bit more mystical in many ways. But yeah, I agree with that. Yes, Ranma 1/2 is my favorite manga. I gotta get, when I was growing up, the comic store, it's called Comic Land, there in Vancouver, near East Vancouver, was around, and the guy who ran it did have a few Japanese anime or Japanese manga in there, and Ranma 1/2 was one of them. I just could never afford it when I was a kid, so I never bought it, but I heard it's pretty awesome, and it's like an anime too, right? So check it out. That's awesome, dude. Ranma was one of the first anime shows I saw. Hilarious, yeah, and it just kind of plays around with weird gender bending things, and I mean, I don't know the details yet, so I don't know, but you guys are way more knowledgeable about that. Yes, they both transitioned. That's what the character Switch in the first show was a reference to. Switch was female in the Matrix, but male outside of it. Is that right? Oh, okay. Yeah, Switch like the person with the kind of almost bleached blonde hair, really short haircut? She's a female in the Matrix, but male outside of it? I didn't know that. Thank you so much. Yeah, there's a weird thing that happens. Maybe, I don't know. By the way, my Star Wars reaction trailer didn't get a copyright claim, but the Matrix one did. So I'm wondering if I should dispute that and try to dispute. I've never disputed any copyright claims before. I just kind of went around them. I don't care if it's going to be monetized or anything. I don't think I'm at that point yet, and it's not getting too many views. But I think trailer reactions fall under fair use policy. White hair. Okay, yes. Yeah, that's right. It's kind of like really bleached hair, so white hair, yes. Oh, guys, it's so awesome to kind of geek out with you about this manga and Matrix and stuff. So yeah, I'm so glad that I'm not the only one who's kind of geeking out on it. Okay, guys, we got 5 likes. I'm gonna get to the point where, bam, we can continue our conversation, but at the same time, I'm going to reveal the secret item for today, because you guys are awesome. All right, so let me move to the split cam. Here we go. Awesome. Yeah, and stream for North American audience. Not all you in North America, but 9 to 10 a.m. All right, guys. So what I like to do is kind of reveal something fun. Oh, and the Wolverine trailer and Hulk. I gotta turn these notifications off, man. Just came out. Emergency awesome. He's awesome. If you're liking my trailer reactions, again, this is my second one. Sorry, guys. All these things are coming. Let me just got back to me. So embarrassing, these notifications, but it's all good. If you guys are liking my content, please comment in the actual videos and let me know, because that gives me a lot of good feedback as to like what you guys want to see. And yeah, if trailer reactions are a thing, yeah, do let me know. If you want me to review some manga or you know, episodes of something, I'll do my best to try to cover that, because I'm just kind of throwing a whole bunch of stuff at the wall that I'm passionate about right now. And yeah, I talked about that in the last stream, but yeah, I just want to make this as kind of interesting for me and for you. All right, guys, what do we have here? What's going on? All right, this is the reveal. Huh? What is this? And what is this? Okay, so this is actually just hot water. You guys can tell what this is. But wait, there's more. Bum 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 bum. What is this? What? Yes, Eugene saying, switch. The last lines were, not like this. Not like this. Like that, right? Then was unplugged. Yes, she was unplugged. Yeah. Oh my god. Like, that cast was amazing. Even the guy who played Cypher, John Patagliano or something. He's like 70 or something now. As Cypher, just did a great job. Those guys were amazing. Guys, this is what we call ochazuke. In Japanese, it's written there. And I found this at the Daiso. Daiso. And yeah, we're gonna make some ochazuke. If you've never had ochazuke, what it is basically a type of congee, kind of, with the taste of ocha, so green tea as a base, but then it has other like elements in it that make it a little bit more spicy or sour or salty and stuff. Joe Pantoliano, that's it, that's the one, right? He was in the Sopranos and whatnot, right? So tried to keep this somewhat warm. The water is warm. The water is warm. I can't get this off though. Okay, I got it off. Und, oh, I should keep the spout this on. So it's got a little hole. It's got a hole. I'm gonna zoom up just a wee bit to give you a little bit better vantage point here. All right, and yeah, we're gonna eat ochazuke on the stream, but not like this. Not like this. He was also in Bad Boys with Will Smith. That I didn't know. I have to look that up. But yeah, he was great. So guys, the cool thing about this Pokemon ochazuke, look at that! It says Pikachu no kamaboko iri desu. So it has little, what are these called? Like fish cakes? They're like rolled up almost like a sushi roll, and you slice them. And they make a cool, the traditional one looks like a whirlpool kind of thing. It's called Naruto, like the anime Naruto. And yeah, let's gonna see. It says Pokemon Kira Kira Shiru Zen 40 shurui 1mai iri. So I get one Pokemon sticker in there. Yo! Alright, let's do it. Let's do it. I have had breakfast, but I saved a little bit of it. A little bit of my stomach in here for me. Wow, so I think I get 4 packs. Cute little Pikachu one. Let's go and open this up. Oh, wow! We have a Gyarados. Haha. And what's this guy? Hibani in Japanese. I don't know what the English name for that one. And Pikachu with his butt showing. Pikachu, and on the other side is Hibani. So they have different graphics for each side. I see your guys' chat comments. We'll get back to you in a sec. Gyarados and the Pikachu. Okay, so you get 2 of these guys, Gyarados and Pikachu, and then 2 of the other. Cool. Let me get to the chat here in a sec. Adrian Lee's like, Nori is life. Life is Nori. And Anthony's like, Lito, message me later and I'll talk to you about reaction videos. Sounds good? Sounds good, yeah. I'm gonna go with the Pikachu one because hopefully we get some Pikachu Kamaboko in there. Let's see. Let's open it up. So the way to do this is you sprinkle some on. Oh, what? We already got like a little Pikachu Kamaboko. It's so cute. Holy crap. Oh my god. I'm gonna eat Pikachus on the stream again. Eat Pikachus on the stream. Yes, and how to geek out even more. These Star Wars are these Luke's chopsticks for sure. Let's get the Pikachu in the foreground here. Bam. Yep. Oh no, we got a half broken Pikachu. We have a Pika. It's not a Pikachu, it's a Pika. Boom. Make it look like the... Oh, this is so Instagrammable. Or in Japan they say Instabae. Instabae. Oh, this Pikachu's had rougher days. He's been in some Poke battles. Adrian's like, what might be interesting is how pop culture, movies, games, etc. expands our way of thinking about this crazy thing called life. Yeah, that is definitely a good thing too to talk about. Like, I don't think a lot of people talk about it, how pop culture expands our way of thinking about life. And yeah, I think I've seen some other reviews, new rock stars, and saying, yeah, it's like, again, just look at the trailer. There are a lot of almost inceptive things in there. So it's like the movie's referencing itself, and the characters. I don't want to go too deep on it. I'm going to pour the hot water around this, and you see those little green balls? Those will melt to give you the flavor of green tea. Oh, maybe the balls won't melt, but there's usually like a bit of usually a bit more powder in it. So yeah, you let this kind of sit for a bit. How beautiful is that? And yeah, you basically eat it like a congee, so it's like a rice porridge kind of thing. How cute is that? Wow. All right, so I'm gonna have a little bit of it now. Let me show you guys. Have a little bit of it. Itadakimasu, or it's a dirty mouse. Okay. If you've never had ochazuke before, you can sometimes find it in Japanese restaurants abroad. They'll have it as like a side dish, and it definitely has a lighter taste to it. But with all of the little ingredients like the nori, which is this is kizami nori, which is cut up nori into really small things. But that's the same seaweed that you'll find used for wrapping up sushi and stuff. With little flavorings. These balls, I think they're called arare. They look like hail, and I think that's what arare means. I think that's arare. Is that correct? Someone help me if I'm wrong. These don't actually melt, but they kind of still keep their crunch. And then yeah, the Pikachu. I guess that's kamaboko. That's type of fish cake that was a little bit slightly dried so that it gets a little softer, but still has a bit of bite to it. And has a salty, I don't know what's the word for it, like salty, umami, kind of earthy, and a little bit of, if you ever had salted plums, it has a very slightly salted plum taste to it, and a hint of green tea. Yeah, so itadakimasu again. Let's get a little bit more in here. It's actually quite nice. If the water was a little hotter, I would give it to my otter. No, I would probably enjoy it a little bit more, but it's quite nice. You can eat it with chopsticks. You can eat it with a spoon if you wanted to. It's basically a type of congee. That's nice, people. They're so nice. Let me get a bit more. If you've never eaten this type of stuff with chopsticks, the pro tip is to kind of get your chopsticks parallel, kind of dig them under the rice and try to get a clump that tries to stick together, and then you shovel that into your mouth. That's the idea. Awesome. Let's go back to the chat here. Adrian's like, one of the reasons why movies like The Matrix, Star Wars, Star Trek, and others get so popular is because they challenge the status quo of our perceptions, I think. Really well said. The Matrix, Star Wars, Star Trek. Yeah, I have to agree with you. I like Star Trek for the idea that humanity has come together at one point in the future and has gotten past its political disagreements, and as well as figured out how to make the world work, like balance with the world, right? They actually talk about it in some of its source material and stuff. I'm trying to get a camera angle or a camera holder that doesn't make so shaky, but this is It has its good points and bad points, this new holder. Adrian's like, my mnemonic for itadakimasu was eat a duck and en masse. Eat a duck en masse. Yeah, I've heard it's a dirty mouse. I've heard other mnemonics for it as well. Johnny Mnemonic, by the way, another Keanu Reeves movie. Awesome. And Eugene's like, yeah, arare sounds right. There are salted rice crackers called arare. Yes, that's right. I've heard that as well. But I think arare, is it hail? Is that what it translates to? Because I think like the shape of it is like kind of, or the texture of it is like hail. Is that what hail is? Arare? It's interesting anyways. Guys, I hope you're enjoying the stream. It's wonderful to see you here again. And let me eat more of this ochazuke. Have you guys eaten ochazuke before? If you have, do you like it? What type of ochazuke do you usually have? They have sometimes different flavors. I ended up getting the Pokemon one. If you haven't had ochazuke, would you be willing to try it? Yeah. You know, I heard a long time ago, and I think this is true because I've heard like really older Japanese people say this, is back in the day when it was maybe post-war and stuff, they used to wash like the remnants of the food that would stick to, you know, rice bowls and stuff with ocha. They use like hot ocha or maybe cold as well, and they would drink that, and that would kind of help them use less water to wash the dishes. And I think maybe that's where ochazuke came from. I'm not sure, but yeah, and I think there are properties in the tea that are antibacterial that kind of help it to again use less water when you're washing it. So I thought that was fascinating, where, you know, you're drinking things, washing them down, your like plates and cups and stuff with ocha to kind of clean it. Kind of makes sense. It's a bit more SDG, eco-friendly. Num 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 num. Did I eat all the Pikachus? I got one more. Pika! Let's have a Pikachu. I'm always eating Pokemon on my streams, you know, the Pikachu desserts and things like that. Pika Pee! Pika! Pika! That's definitely a kamaboko, which is like a fish cake. It's not like most kamaboko is a little bit bigger than that size actually, and it's usually red and white in a Naruto in a whirlpool design. I couldn't taste it too much. There's a little bit of fishy taste to it, not super fishy, a little chewy. Nice, yeah, very nice. MC Lito eats ochazuke. Numskis. Are there any food or drink that you would like me to try? Oh, by the way, I gotta show you this. Since we're on the Pokemon thing, I have this on my desktop. There's a store in Nipponbashi, Denden Town, that is called Kotobukiya. Kotobukiya has a lot of Star Wars toys as well as other franchises, anime toys. But there's the Pokemon section, and there's this little thing where you can buy this vial, and for about 440 yen, that's right, 440 yen, you can stuff this whole thing of Pokemon themed erasers. Let's get it out here. And Chica just loves these things. She loves like stuffing, you know, bags full of fruit and whatnot. I don't even know if I can get it out anymore. Darn it. Come on. If I can get, I don't want you, oh, this pen's kind of dying, so I don't think it's gonna mark it. There we go. So yeah, we got all these little Pokemon eraser thingies for about $5. I think this would be a really nice souvenir. Someone who's a Pokemon fan. Oh, I did get the eraser mark on the Pokeball. That's it. You touch it, you buy it. Okay, here we go. There you go. Let's see if we can get more. It's gonna be hell to get them in again, but it's all good. Got a few Pikachus. What else we got here? Oh, okay, so we did find that. What's that guy called? Bibani? Is that Bibani? Okay, the hard thing is getting them out. Maybe I do need like another pair of chopsticks to fish them out. Oh, who's that? Who's that guy? Who's that guy, huh? Who's that guy? Who's that one? If you guys can name them as they're coming out, you all get a big. You get 1 point for each Pokemon that comes out. Come on, name them. Oh, I think is that, no, maybe it's a different one than that guy. I'll show you what that guy looks like. Oh snap. Come on, all you Pokemon fans. Whoa, I don't think I've seen that guy before. These look like the baby Pokemons. The baby. It's the babe. It's the baby. Baby. Alright. Obviously I know Pikachu. Got the regular Pokeballs. Can you guys tell me what these ones are? Does anyone know what those are? Let me show them to the camera here. Get them a little closer. Get a little closer. Oh, dude! Oh, and there was the sticker. Kamekusu. Kamekusu. Do you know what this guy is in English? Of course you do, right? You gotta tell me. You gotta tell me who that guy is. Come on, all you Pokemon fans. Don't be silent. I know you're there. And yeah, that's a sticker. It's a little shiny. Ah, really good good comment there, Adrian. Have you ever done an onigiri show? I have done a little bit of onigiri. I showed people how to properly unwrap an onigiri. But yeah, different onigiri may be fun to try. Yeah, I have a great idea. So I've gone like on hikes and stuff, and when preparing onigiri with friends and stuff, oh, what happened here? Sorry, I hit the lock button on my keyboard by accident. Hopefully you guys are still on the stream. Yeah, they would make onigiri as a group, and one of the onigiri would have like weird things in it, like wasabi, a whole bunch of wasabi. So it'd be like onigiri roulette. So that could be a fun one. But I don't know. Yeah, I mean, that could be totally fun. Maybe we can make the onigiri. I do want to do more like, when I move to the new place, it's got a really nice kitchen, and I want to do kind of like some cooking stream lives to cook some really simple Japanese dishes. So onigiri would definitely hit the spot there. So thank you for that. Thank you for that idea. I think I'm gonna roll with it. Ah, you see what I did there? Roll with it. Yeah. So it's interesting, the chat, I see it first coming up on like Facebook itself, and it takes a while for it to come on the Ecamm live feed. But he's like, ooh, I want to try I want the wasabi onigiri tasty. Yeah, it's gonna be tasty. Surprise in your mouth. There was a onigiri. Do you know what ryu is? Ryu. It's edible, really spicy, oily stuff. Ryu is the spicy stuff you often see in ramen restaurants that you scoop by this little teeny spoon because it's really potent. Or you can put it in gyoza. I'm sorry, maybe I didn't say ramen. Gyoza. It's in the gyoza sauce. It's one of the ingredients in the gyoza sauce. And recently they made edible ryu, right? Tabereru ryu. The best wasabi burns out the nose hairs. Is that true? I've heard of that. Does it really burn out your nose hairs? I guess it does. I mean, it definitely, if you have a cold and congestion, it's going to help out with that. Tony's like, wasabi! This is basically Tony's face right now. He's like, Tony, if you ever come to Japan, you gotta open up your palate a little bit. Be open-minded and be aware of your environment. Yeah, not a lot of people like wasabi. Maybe you're not into spicy stuff, and that's totally cool. I know you sent me that photo earlier, like, what's this, dude? And it's like, that's kimchi. And you're like, and I tried to describe it to you, and you were just like puking. So it's all good. It's all good, man. Yeah, I see your feed on Facebook, on YouTube, and it's like, just kidding, I haven't had it, haha. Yeah, you should try it. Open the palate, and then the nasal passages. Okay. Eugene's like, thanks, Lito, getting my own breakfast now. Oh, cheers, Eugene. Thank you for being on the stream. It's always great to see you, man. Guys, I think with that, I'm going to start to actually head out pretty soon because, like I said, I'm going to keep it short and sweet. You're making me hungry. Yes. Mission accomplished. If you're here watching the stream, you're having a good time, and you're getting hungry because of these items, then mission accomplished. Shiraragi-san's like, first time I had sushi in Japan, I was surprised that they put wasabi between the fish and the rice. Yes, spicy but delicious. That's really true, Shiraragi-san. In North America, Adrian's like, have a good one, everyone. I'm going to go after this last comment, by the way. But, reminders says stop. Yeah, that was my reminder to stop. In North America, they don't automatically put it in between the fish and the rice, so you have to ask for it, and we're kind of more programmed to ask for it. But yeah, when you come to Japan, when you ask for it, like, well, it's already got wasabi inside. Why do you want more wasabi? You're like, because I like wasabi. I don't know. And so you're gonna put more wasabi in your soy sauce and do it. It's all good. It can be an acquired taste for sure. Guys, whether you are hungry or whether you are full, I hope you were satiated by this live stream from the den. Thank you so much for joining me today. Again, guys, you guys are awesome, and I'm so glad to be sharing all our thoughts and opinions with each other. Give me some comments on any other videos you see. If you like it, let me know. Adrian, your onigiri show sounds great. I think that's something I'm going to do, as well as yakisoba. Yes, I know you're into that. And so we're going to have some fun once we move to the new place. Opens up a few more things. Aha, Eugene's like, the wasabi kills the parasites. Also, ginger pickles. I didn't know that. You guys are quite the foodies. And Anthony's like, I gotta take off. Gotta help my mom and work on some homework. All right, dude. Have a great day. And you guys have a good one. Tony's like, peace. And that brings me out to it too. Peace.
I can taste yo. I can taste yo.
I just blew out your ears again. I'm so sorry, guys.